let's explore the meaning of what a negative exponent does to an expression. In order to understand this, consider using 3 as a base. For instance, 3 to the first power is 3. 3 to the second would be 9 because it's 3 times 3. 3 to the third is 27. 3 to the fourth is 81. Now, as you go up the chart, what is happening to get to the previous, or to get to the next number? Well, you're multiplying by 3 each time. If you take 9 times 3, you get 27. 27 times 3 gets you 81. So if we reverse this pattern and we go down the chart, what operation would you be doing? Hopefully you said division. 81 divided by 3 is 27. 27 divided by 3 is 9, etc. So if we continue this, if I take 3 divided by 3, I'm going to get 1. So here's another reason that 3 to the 0 power is equal to 1. And if I continue this, I would have 1 divided by 3, and then 1/3 divided by 3 would be 1/9, or 1 over 3 times 3. So hopefully what you're seeing is that a negative exponent actually makes something be a fraction. There is a second way to examine what a negative exponent actually means. Consider your exponent rules that you already know. If you had x cubed over x to the 5th, and we just expanded this, well, this would be 3 x's multiplied together on the top and 5 on the bottom. What is x divided by x? Well, it's 1. So what I'd be left with is 1 over x squared. Well, if you also apply your division rule, which is keep your base and take the top exponent minus the bottom, you'd get x to the negative second power. Well, how can we get two different answers? We can't, so our assumption is that these two things must be equal. So hopefully you're seeing that a negative exponent does not make anything be negative. Instead, it makes it be a fraction, which leads me to our rule, that a to the negative nth power is equal to 1 over a to the positive n power. So what happens is it goes across the fraction bar. If you think about this, this has a coefficient of 1. The 1 stays in the top, and this part to the negative exponent drops to the bottom, and your exponent switches to positive. So let's put this into practice. 3 to the negative first, well, would become 1 over 3 to the first, or just 1/3. 8 to the negative second drops to the bottom and becomes 1 over 8 squared, or 1/64. If I have variables, x to the negative first would be 1 over x. M to the negative third is 1 over m to the positive third. Now in number 5, be careful. This is the only thing raised to a negative exponent, so the 7 is not allowed to move. It stays in the numerator, and a to the 12th drops to the bottom. Take a look at 8. The only thing to a negative is a to the negative 6th. So the 2 and the b to the 4th don't move. A to the 6th drops to the bottom. So what do we do if it's already in the bottom and it's to a negative exponent? Well, it has no choice but to go back up to the top to become y to the positive 4th. All right, let's start combining all of the rules we already know. So in number 10, until you get good at this, you might need to reorder this by the commutative property. I can rewrite the order in which I multiply things, and this might help you see that, well, negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. It never changes. Don't accidentally apply an exponent rule to it. Whereas x to the negative 5th times x to the 8th, the rule is keep your base and add your exponents. So I have negative 8 x to the 3rd. In 11, I take the top exponent minus the bottom exponent, which equals y to the negative 3rd. Now I can't leave anything with a negative exponent, so this drops to the bottom and becomes 1 over y cubed. There is another way to simplify this. Just to show you, some kids prefer to instead make this y to the negative first drop to the bottom right away. So they'd have y to the first times y to the second, and then you'd keep your base on the bottom and add your exponents, and it would produce this answer of 1 over y cubed. So two ways of thinking that one through. Pick what works best for you. Okay, so they're getting progressively more challenging. First thing you could do is distribute this negative 3, or I like to handle this outer negative first and make it 1 over, and I take everything to the bottom, 2x y to the negative 5th to the positive 3rd. Then I distribute. So I'd have 1 over 2 to the 3rd, which is 8, x cubed, y to the negative 15th. One more step. This has got to go back to the top to make it 1 over 8x cubed, y to the 15th. All right, pause the video, see if you can do the next one. Hopefully you see this answer, and hopefully you agree. Pause the video and try number 16. I'll walk you through number 16. I start by looking at 2 over negative 4, and I reduce that to negative 1/2. I just like my negative sign on the top. Then I subtract with the x's. I take the top exponent minus the bottom, so negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. And then with the y's, keep the base on the top and do top minus bottom. 5 minus 2 is 3. One more step. I have a negative exponent here in the top, so that's going to need to move. So I'll have negative 1 times y cubed on the top, 2x to the positive 4th on the bottom. Some kids would prefer to just write this as negative y cubed over 2x to the 4th. That's also correct. Hopefully you have a better sense of what a negative exponent is and how to simplify expressions that use them.